A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a recent town hall meeting in Butler County, Iowa, Republican Senator Joni Ernst faced intense backlash from constituents regarding proposed cuts to Medicaid that threaten health coverage for millions of Americans. As the crowd expressed their concerns, Ernst's dismissive response has drawn sharp criticism from Democrats and advocacy groups alike. The senator's comments came as she defended her party's efforts to make corrections to the federal health care program, which she claimed were necessary to stop overpayments and prevent unauthorized immigrants from receiving benefits. Amid groans from the audience, one constituent shouted, "People are going to die," to which Ernst replied with a tone of sarcasm, "Well, we're all going to die." This remark has been labeled by many as stunningly callous, highlighting what critics see as a growing insensitivity among Republican lawmakers towards the struggles of lower-income Americans who depend on Medicaid for their health care needs. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee quickly seized on Ernst's comments, accusing her of revealing the true priorities of the Republican Party. Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin stated, "Joni Ernst said the quiet part out loud. Republicans don't give a shit about whether their own constituents live or die as long as the richest few get richer." This sentiment reflects a broader frustration among Democrats who argue that the proposed budget cuts disproportionately affect vulnerable populations, including children and seniors. With over 78 million Americans enrolled in Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program, the stakes are high. The proposed legislation, often referred to as Donald Trump's Big, Beautiful Bill, includes $4 trillion in tax cuts primarily benefiting the wealthiest households while imposing stricter eligibility requirements for Medicaid. The Congressional Budget Office has projected that these changes could result in over 13.7 million Americans losing their health coverage by 2034. In Iowa alone, more than 600,000 residents rely on Medicaid, making the potential cuts particularly alarming for the state's families. Despite the outcry, Ernst's spokesperson defended her position, asserting that the senator is focused on improving the lives of all Iowans by reducing waste in the Medicaid program. While Democrats fear-monger against strengthening the integrity of Medicaid, Senator Ernst is focused on improving the lives of all Iowans, the spokesperson stated. However, critics argue that the proposed reforms could lead to significant gaps in coverage for those unable to meet new work or community service requirements. As the town hall continued, Ernst attempted to reassure attendees that those who meet the eligibility requirements for Medicaid would be protected. Yet, her comments were met with skepticism, as many constituents expressed their fears about the implications of the cuts. Democratic Representative Greg Casar described Ernst's remarks as outrageous, emphasizing that they reflect a broader disregard for the well-being of constituents. The controversy surrounding Ernst's comments comes at a time when Medicaid cuts are a hot-button issue across the United States. Many Republican lawmakers have long opposed expanding health coverage to younger, lower-income adults, arguing that such programs disincentivize work. However, opponents of the cuts argue that the changes could leave many vulnerable individuals without necessary health care, particularly those who may struggle to navigate the new requirements. As the debate continues, Ernst's town hall encounter serves as a microcosm of the larger national discourse surrounding healthcare, government spending, and the priorities of lawmakers. With the Republican Party facing increasing scrutiny over its approach to Medicaid, the fallout from Ernst's comments may have lasting implications as constituents demand accountability from their elected officials. The urgency of the situation is palpable, as millions of Americans await clarity on the future of their health care coverage amidst ongoing legislative battles. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.